So I'm going to talk through the custom 1 and 2 button. What these basically do is, if you've got a certain setting that you really like to use but you don't need to use it all the time, you can set it to one of the custom buttons and then you can quickly switch to that, so you don't have to keep changing your settings for that particular scene. As the perfect example, a lot of us with this camera like to take pictures of the moon because you can get so well zoomed in. So what I'm going to do is show you how to set up one of those options to be for the moon. So what you would do, say I want to take a perfect picture of the door handle. So at the moment it's a little bit too bright. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change some of the settings. So I'm going to make my shutter speed a little bit faster, so less light is getting in but I don't have to be as steady. And because I want that a little bit faster, I'm actually going to turn the ISO back up just actually 2 notches, so it's on 400. So if I then take that picture now, for me that's come out how I want it to come out. Maybe I wanted to do that with a self timer. Now I don't know if many of you have used a self timer, but the annoying thing is if the camera switches off, like goes into power save, or if you switch off the camera, when you switch it back on, the self timer won't be on. Maybe I want the self timer on all the time for that particular setting. So what I'll do is, if I switch the self timer on, it's just this bottom button here, so it's that one with the clock. So if you press that, you then have an option of self timer off, 10 seconds, 2 seconds, or a custom time. So if we go down to custom time, just to show you, you press the menu button and then you get to choose up to 30 seconds how long you want the self timer to go for, and also you can choose how many shots it does. So I would put it on 1, maybe I want it on a 15-second timer because I've got longer to walk, something like that. Anyway, we're not going to put it on custom, we're going to put it on, say, 10 seconds. Actually, no, 2. So then these are the perfect settings I've got for the picture I want to take. So if I just press the menu button, if we press up to go to the bottom of this first tab, it's got a save settings option. If we press the middle button, the function set, we can save it to custom 1 or custom 2. So that's these buttons at the top, custom 1 and custom 2. So we'll save it to custom 2, and that's saved. It doesn't do a confirmation or anything, you've just saved it as that. It also keeps the amount of zoom that you've got on it, so I've obviously zoomed in to this amount to the door handle. If I've got it on custom 2 now, which is the one I saved it to. If I just switch to custom 1, so I'll turn that, you'll see it zooms out and it will go to whatever settings I've saved for custom 1, which clearly aren't appropriate for this room. And just so you can see, if I switch to number 2 now, you'll see without me touching anything, it will go to the zoom that I had selected. Okay, so I'm just going to talk through setting up the moon setting for the custom 2. So at the moment I'm on the manual setting here, so it might be slightly behind a tree, but anyway, we're going to zoom in. So that's about perfect amount of zoom, and turn that ISO right down. Because it's such in a covered mode at the moment, it's quite hard for the camera to focus on it, so it seems so much smaller. So there we go, I've got my shutter speed here at 40th of a second, my aperture is at 5.8, and my ISO is at 100, so it's quite low ISO. I've managed to lose the moon again. Don't forget that shortcut button up there to allow the camera to zoom out and take that picture. So anyway, now we've got our moon settings decided, what we're going to do, I'll leave it quite zoomed in, just so that when you switch to that setting it zooms in. So press the menu button, save settings at the bottom, and then we'll save it to number 2 because I didn't actually want that other setting, so we select that and then that's saved.